Thank you. You may be seated. I say it at the beginning of the meeting for a reason. Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Beal, second by Councilwoman Odell. Any discussion?
I want to make a motion to amend the agenda. I'd like to move Resolution 202674 to non-consent from consent.
Okay.
Which one was that?
That's the authorized and transfer of funds.
That's for the $75,000 grant. It's $15,000 more we're looking to add.
Okay.
And we just got a revision tonight, Bill.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I want to move 72 because I don't know anything about that. I want to have a discussion about it.
Sure. Okay. On the amended agenda, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, thank you very much. Folks, we have one public hearing before us this evening, and that is on the resolution introducing local law amending Chapter 230, Vehicles and Traffic of the Town Code of the Town of Wappinger to further regulate overnight parking of commercial vehicles on town roads. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is now open to those who wish to speak on the local law. Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilwoman Odell, second by Councilman Casella. All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is now closed. On to the public portion. Do I have a motion to open the public portion?
Before you do that, I don't know if we approved the minutes from the February 9th meeting.
I skipped it. I apologize.
It's okay.
Do I have a motion to acknowledge the minutes of February 9th, 2026?
Yeah, move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Good eye, Councilman. Do I have a motion to open the public portion for agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilwoman Odell. All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no residents wishing to speak on agenda items, do I motion to close the public portion?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilwoman Odell. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is now closed. Moving along to our consent agenda.
I do have one other question for you. I know that our attorney wanted to be, is he on the line now?
You are going to call him.
Yeah.
No, he said he told me you were going to dial him in.
The email,
From the dais is what he
The
said.
email that I got was, it was going to be you.
He said you, but I'll call him.
Let's see if we can get him on the line.
I don't know if I have him on this one.
If you need me to, I can.
Do you have his number?
You're on. All right. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Moving along now to the consent resolutions. Resolution 2026-71. Resolution appointing laborer in the Buildings and Grounds Department. Resolution 2026-73, resolution authorizing the Town of Wappinger to initiate request for quotes for the Records Management Grant Project, and Resolution 2026-75, correspondence log. Do I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Beal. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Moving along to our non-consent resolutions. Resolution 2026-72, resolution authorizing submission of a Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, application. Do I have a motion for discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Beal, second by Councilman Phillips. On the discussion. Folks, we have a great opportunity to assist our village, in which two-thirds of it is located within the town of Wappinger. They are our residents. Councilman Beal, Councilman Phillips, and I represent those individuals. The village was moving forward with this CDBG grant previously as a single applicant to add crosswalks throughout the downtown of the village. As we know, our village is not necessarily the most walkable or pedestrian-friendly, and we have taken great strides between this administration and the village to attract innovative development and innovative businesses to that downtown. The village government, headed up by the chair of their planning board, Mr. Morris, had taken the lead on applying for a CDBG grant, which is essentially federal HUD funds that are then allocated to Dutchess County and then distributed to our municipalities. This grant that they were applying for was originally for around $50,000, which, as many of us know, is a drop in the bucket, especially when you're dealing with state highway permits. I had reached out to the village and participated in the public hearing that occurred for this grant and had encouraged them to consider a joint application, as this would have zero financial impact to the town of Wappinger if we were a joint applicant. It would substantially increase the amount of money that they are eligible for. That grant has turned from $50,000 to then $380,000, with a maximum amount of money that they can get of $400,000 with a joint application. Again, considering the fact that I represent these individuals, we have many folks that live in the town outside of the village that have requested these improved crosswalks and sidewalks. It was the best effort of the town of Wappinger to be a co-applicant. We've done this in the past. There is zero financial impact to the town. The public hearing was held by the village already, in which there was considerable public comment from town and village residents, where it was overwhelmingly accepted. We feel that this is a strong application and a benefit to our village taxpayers and our village residents.
So who's paying the bill?
The village of Wappingers Falls would get the money from the county, and
Well,
they would pay for it.
So if CDBG grants are payback grants, so somebody's got to pay for it.
The village of Wappingers Falls is paying for it.
So
They've
they're-
owned up to that on the public record at the
Okay,
public
so
hearing.
the town residents are not on the hook for anything then?
No, why would they
Okay.
be?
Oh, I'm just, because, let's face it, the village has not been the most prudent with funds.
No.
So,
But again, the public meeting that they held, and it was
Okay.
televised and videotaped and well advertised across many platforms, it was discussed several times that the village would be fronting the bill. And again, this was just so they can get more money, and we would be, again, be stewards of
Okay, so-
representing our residents.
it's a great idea, and as long as we're not on the hook for anything, I'm in favor of it.
Yeah, no, we would never be in.
And the village is in charge of maintaining
Yep.
crosswalks?
The village is in charge of maintaining the crosswalks, the signs. We did offer to them that if they needed us to print signs, and that's in the resolution, actually in the grant itself, that we'd be reimbursed, we'd be paid for that. So all of these different avenues have been addressed, and again, the town would never put up the funds for that. Again,
Do we have
this is
a,
their-
do we have a map or something that shows us where all these improvements are going to go? Because it's clearly identified here as to, how many existing crosswalks, et cetera, are going to be improved and all the other improvements. I'd like to see what they are, if I could, please.
Absolutely. Again, a phone call ahead of this meeting, we could have provided everything ahead of time, but we will make sure that you get it moving forward. This application is going to address crosswalks from everywhere from the post office on East Main Street, which is a village-owned road, all the way down South Avenue, and we're even advocating for one in front of our new Reese Park Trailhead on Route 9D. There would be several going down Route 9D, so this is a great benefit for everyone. Mr. Paoloni, yes.
Yeah, just being that we increased the grant by including the town of Wappinger, couldn't the town of Poughkeepsie increase it so that they could add the crosswalks to their side of the village?
The town of Poughkeepsie had every opportunity to be a joint applicant. Already with the 2 joint applicants, that goes to the maximum amount available. So it doesn't matter if there were 3 more joint applicants, that's already the max that they're getting, is going from $50,000 to $400,000. That's up to the town of Poughkeepsie supervisor and town board.
So the crosswalks will be only in the town of Wappinger's side of
The village, again, will determine where they need to have them located within their side, but again, the town of Wappinger would greatly benefit.
So is there anything in the town of Poughkeepsie at all that would be any crosswalks?
My understanding is that there would be one on West Main Street, going from their municipal parking lot across the street.
But again, this is all paid for by the village?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't care where these are located in the village. We've had multiple pedestrians struck in the village. They need better crosswalks. They need better lighting. There's beacons that are part of this proposal. That Grinnell Library area is a very high traveled area for foot traffic. Unfortunately, several individuals have been struck by vehicles there. We had 2 individuals both struck up on the town of Poughkeepsie side at West Street. Thank God they're alive still. That was not a good situation. So my position on this is the fiduciary is the Village of Wappingers Falls, right? They're ultimately responsible for ensuring that the stipulations within the grant are met. I do hear your points with respect to fiscal oversight. I think we have an obligation to provide fiscal oversight on this, ensure that all obligations are being met so that we don't find ourselves in a position where we need to assist, because certainly this is designed for a village center environment, and it's designed to improve walkability within that existing area. So I support being a co-applicant on this and giving the village the opportunity to multiply their potential grant funding by 7 here. So
Exactly.
I think that's going to benefit public safety. Thank you.
Absolutely, Councilman, and I agree wholeheartedly. Again, we have seen far too many of our neighbors. Doesn't matter if they live in the 4th ward or the 1st ward. They walk in the village and they go to these establishments. And again, this is common sense for us to join this grant application here tonight.
Should we write a letter of support for this grant from the Wappinger Town Board?
Absolutely. I have already done one myself, as I fully support this application. If the town board would like to, I'd be happy to circulate.
Absolutely.
Great.
Is there a dissent on that? Okay.
No.
Very good. Any further discussion on this resolution? Seeing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Motion passes. Resolution 2026-74, resolution authorizing transfer of funds. So we have a motion for discussion.
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilwoman Odell. On the discussion, I am proud to say that the senior center renovations are proceeding very, very well. We have been very impressed with the speed of that renovation project there. The renovation itself, using the grant funds that the recreation director and I applied for $75,000. It has come in under budget for that renovation so far, and based on the actual renovation itself so far, the recreation director and her team have taken a walk through and come up with a number of additional amenities that can be purchased and added to that senior center to further enhance the facility. Initially, when the conversation was had on Thursday, there was initial conversation of $15,000 that was presented by the recreation director. Upon further analysis, she has presented to the town board, and I believe also to the town clerk, a breakdown of specific items that can be purchased. Again, I'd like to emphasize that these are additional amenities. The grant itself is for the renovation. These are additional amenities that would finish up that project and really, really add a solid product to our seniors and offer a really, really good addition to our program itself. I don't know if members of the town board would like to talk to any of the specific items, but I believe that the rec director's proposal has come down to $4,156, and I believe that you're requesting $5,000 as a buffer, which obviously would result in an amended resolution.
So one of the things I want to say is that I would ask in the future, when you have a grant request like this, and you have two organizations that are going to be spending money, that you work together to make sure that they allocate $15,000 to 75 to you and 60 to the buildings and grounds, that you work together to make sure everything fits within. I was told when we put the lights and the ceilings in that they weren't part of the original request. So again, just make sure I have no problems doing this. I think this is a great thing. We have to do it. But I just want to make sure in the future, if we have grants where it goes across a couple of departments, that you work together as a team and make sure that you stay within the grant funding. But I certainly support this.
Yeah, I support it as well. I think that these are going to really make some good improvements to the senior center, and thank you for proposing them.
So are you, just so I understand, is these items are separate and distinct from the grant, is that correct?
Correct.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, so are these budgeted?
So this is asking for a transfer from fund balance to cover $5,000 for these expenses, which cover everything from furniture to kitchen appliances. Again, the recreation director can speak further to them if you would like to.
So originally, we thought when we did the ceiling lights and the
The ceiling and the lights.
ceiling and the lights, we thought that we had enough money to cover everything.
Okay.
So within the 75,000, and we found out we're running a little bit hot on some of the things, so we needed to have a little more money added to it to cover some of the things Jessica's going to go through now. But
Yeah.
it's important that we finish the project. It's a great project. It's for the seniors, and let's get this thing done.
So these items were part of the original grant application and covered. There was a very worth-doing portion, which was to redo the ceiling and the lights. That ran a little bit over. The money that it had been expressed to me would still be available at the end of that project. It ran a little over, so now, we're putting in a request for this, just to cover the rest of it.
So what is the,
This is separate and distinct from the renovation itself, so the $75,000 went to
Yeah.
the renovation.
is there an amended resolution that's separate, distinct from 7.4? Or
I was going to make an amendment to change the amount from what was requested in the resolution to $5,000.
All right, I'll move the amended resolution.
Moved by Councilman Beals.
I'll second it.
By Councilwoman Odell. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
I didn't need you to explain the jar spatula and apple slicer. So.
It's going to...
And again,
I got nervous you were going to start going through each item.
no, I'm happy that you did not, but again,
30-pack of bowls.
Yeah. Would you like to discuss the three-size colander set?
No. The kettle? No, I'm good. No, this looks good. Good work
very
down
good.
there.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to be fantastic, and our seniors are very, very excited, so good work. Thank you. Moving along to the additional items in the non-consent agenda, we have Resolution 2026-76, resolution adopting a local law number 6, amending Chapter 230, Vehicles and Traffic of the Town Code of the Town of Wappinger to further regulate overnight parking of commercial vehicles on town roads.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councilman Phillips,
I'll second it.
second by Councilwoman Odell.
So on the question, just to clarify again, this was a loophole, correct?
Correct. We currently in our code restrict commercial vehicles from being parked on our town roads overnight. There is a weight limit that is currently outlined in the current code. Our town code enforcement officers are not weighing these vehicles,
Obviously.
obviously. So to offer the two options of either the weight limit and/or the outline list of commercial vehicles that are provided in this local law, it gives them additional enforcement ability to ensure that we do not have heavy commercial vehicles parked overnight in our town residential neighborhoods. And again, this does not restrict driveways or vehicles being located on the property itself.
All right.
Any further discussion?
No, I just was part of the original local law back in 2018, so I just noticed what was changed. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. All right. Seeing no further discussion on the local law, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Local law is adopted. Resolution 2026-77, resolution authorizing transfer of funds and execution of contract for records management software migration and expansion project. Do I have a motion for discussion?
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Casella, second by Councilman Phillips. So as the town board knows, and for public disclosure, we have been working with the town clerk as well as our code enforcement office on a migration of our digital records. They are currently stored with Laserfiche, which has a server within this building. Essentially, as the town clerk likes to put it, we're being evicted from our own product and moving over to a cloud-based product. This is also a good opportunity for the town to bring on the code enforcement office. I have to say that we have brought on an intern for that department, and they have done a tremendous job already reducing the size of a lot of these files and prepping them for the scanning project. You'll see further on in this agenda, there is, well, actually in the consent portion, there was the section, the resolution on moving forward with the grant that we applied for last year, which is a very, very competitive grant to scan and digitize all of those records in the building department. We unfortunately did not get it last year, but based on the advice of our grant writer, they recommend moving forward with the migration project, showing that we have some skin in the game with this. And again, the grant would then fund the cost of the actual scanning itself. The idea is to continue to go paperless wherever we can. The town clerk's office has been doing this since at least 2007. And the comptroller and supervisor's office has been doing this since I've come on board. This is to move forward with the cloud-based product. The resolution authorizes funds to move forward with us to secure the new software, and then moving forward in the 2027 budget, we would obviously budget it as a part of the process.
Right.
So how does this affect our current platform right now for minutes and...
Minutes and agendas is separate. That's Minitrack. I'm sure the town clerk can talk to that, but my understanding is that they would migrate everything from Laserfiche server to Laserfiche cloud. Is that?
Right, but there's no change to us other than the data goes off our server onto the cloud.
Exactly.
Okay.
This opens it up to the building department, and there would be a separate and distinct firewall between the two departments.
But years ago, under the last administration, you guys bought 3 servers, and they were supposed to do this in-house with 3 servers. That never was lit up.
No.
So I don't know what happened to those 3 servers. Maybe you guys remember that.
Yeah, that was before I got here. I don't know if...
I don't know, we talked to Craig Wallace, I don't even know.
Was that before Copiergate?
Before what, Craig?
Copygate?
Shreddergate.
Shreddergate.
Well, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the 3 servers.
Maybe Craig knows where.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was adopted, 3 gentlemen here, so I didn't know if you folks knew about it. But we'll talk to Craig. That's a good point. So yeah, essentially, we're getting evicted from our product, we're moving forward to the cloud-based system, and again, now expanding.
We're not getting evicted from the Laserfiche.
Right.
I
Laserfiche,
thought it was up to us whether we wanted to, but they said.
Laserfiche is, I thought, sunsetting its,
Right, but we could have still used it.
but there would be no support, correct?
Right.
Yes,
Not like Minitrack, they're actually shutting it down.
yes.
It's
So
sunset.
Laserfiche has notified us that there will be no more support as of a certain date, and then we're really kind of left to ourselves. So essentially, they are evicting us. They're kind of saying, you're on your own.
But-
Minitrack, they are actually setting a deadline and saying this product does not exist.
But there's been very little updates and need for service on Laserfiche. So arguably, say, that's why for a year or 2, I said, why are you changing anything? But now that the building department wanted to get on board, so it's good that they start scanning some of these
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Which we've been doing since '06.
Yeah, digitizing is really a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
So Minitrack, talk to me about Minitrack. What's happening with that?
Is that on the agenda?
No, you just said it's
That's right.
ending.
I'm only joking. Yeah, they basically, at the end of '27, they're basically saying you have to go with them and, or get another company. So I'm investigating other companies, and Granicus is, Granicus' product, but the problem I have with Granicus is that they're quadrupling the cost, and they're charging me $50,000 to convert the data that they have in-house, and another $5,000 each year to extend the use of it. But if we go with them, then they'll waive it. It's not good business.
Right. I mean, my concern would be that we have, decades of Minitrack.
We have all that data anyway. We have the videos, we have all the resolutions, agendas, and minutes in Laserfiche. We have it on our F drive. We have hard copies in the vault.
So it's all backed up.
And we,
Right, but the videos that were converted to Minitrack, you could click on the resolution and it would bring you to that part of the meeting.
right, yeah, we have all that.
I don't know that that would work without Minitrack, though.
Well, it would work in the Granicus system, I think, but they,
Well, we'll have to look at it. I mean, you guys know my feeling with these software companies. You spend tens of thousands of dollars a year in support, and at some point, they say, okay, thanks for your hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're going to end the product now.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
IQM2, we've had since '06, and we've never had a replacement.
Which one is that?
that's Minitrack.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes, and Laserfiche, same thing, we've had it since '06, we've never had a replacement. Of course, I wasn't the clerk then, her aunt was, and Chris Masterson was, but I was on board that board. The year
Right.
before we got there.
Yep. All right, thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion on Laserfiche? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you very much. Our last resolution of the evening, Resolution 2026-78, resolution authorizing amended and restated tenancy agreement for connection to the United Wappinger Water District. Do I have a motion for discussion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Phillips, second by Councilman Casella. So the town board, we inherited when I came on board in 2024, a partially negotiated agreement with the Nature Preserve Townhouse Complex. Before I took office, they had reported to the town and to the county health department that they had substantial issues with their water supply. They then tapped into a fire hydrant on Old Hopewell Road, made that fire hydrant inaccessible for an extended period of time. And again, when we came into office, they were already connected, and there was no agreement in place, but there were a number of things that had been negotiated, no building permits were issued, it was a disaster. We were able to negotiate and secure the tenancy agreement with the homeowners association there and move forward with billing them on the buy-in fee and the actual water usage. Upon further investigation and upon a section of those townhouses being sold to a new landlord, it was discovered that there was an error in the actual unit number that was not supplied to us by the HOA. And I have to give a huge shout out to Leanne Freno, our receiver of taxes, for her work in this and catching the missing units. There are 2 units that are located on Old Hopewell Road in a home that are behind those stone pillars there that are a part of the Nature Preserve Complex and are receiving town water. Essentially, this updated agreement includes those 2 properties or units on Old Hopewell Road, and it also lists each individual parcel in an exhibit that was provided to us by, again, Leanne and our assessor's office. And we've also included a section in this agreement on the re-levy process, so it's a little clearer that each unit is responsible for paying their cost. Previously, it was the HOA would be responsible. If Councilman Phillips owned a unit and he did not pay, then there was no recourse on him. It would go to the HOA. Now there's a recourse that it goes to the specific unit, and that is how we've written this up now. So this is cleaning up errors that we found that the HOA did not know that they represented those 2 additional units, and cleaning up a few other things.
So just to put things into context here, this was a situation where they came to the town board and indicated that they had a water emergency. So they were connected to the hydrant at the front of the property that was actually facilitated by the town. And it did last for an extended amount of time, so that was certainly a challenge.
That was the problem that the town had, and especially you, Councilman.
Yes, so there was a lot of communication between the HOA and the town. Has there been any communication between the HOA and the town with this?
We've been communicating with the new landlord for the section on Berry Lane.
Okay.
This will accommodate those individuals.
Right, but the HOA president is going to have to agree to this, correct?
Yes.
So I think we need to have conversations with the HOA before we adopt anything here, because previously there was a significant amount of negotiation here.
Well, yeah, I had to do it. I had to close the negotiation, and there were a number of things that were set forth by the previous administration that we had to undo. We had to go through and clarify a lot of things. Essentially, the HOA did not provide 2 units to us, and those 2 units right now are receiving town water.
Okay.
Based on them not reporting those 2 units. With all due respect, you know, I understand where you're coming from on this, but those 2 units have an obligation to pay the buy-in fee no matter what. And so the idea is to move forward with this as they have an obligation to the town legally.
Right, but understand the bigger picture here. You're now triggering an expense on every single resident there with no discussion.
That's how this is already done. This already has a expense on every single resident there, and they're paying for it. Those 2 units have not paid into it yet. So every other resident has paid for their buy-in fee, and these 2 units have not. So that's not fair. So you're talking about the majority of those units are paying into it currently.
Right. But do we know that each one of these units falls under the HOA? Because originally this was half owner occupied and half rentals.
Yes, so the HOA itself, and this is all part of the negotiations, and I learned more about the nature preserve than I wanted to. So the Doe Trail side, which is the 9D portion, that essentially each one of those units is owner occupied. Okay? The Berry Lane side is owned by one individual and is then leased. That individual does, in fact, have a seat on the HOA. That individual sold because he was attempting to build additional units on that property. He was under the impression that he owned the property. We then communicated to him that he did not have ownership rights and he was just one seat on the HOA. That was communicated by both the town and by the HOA. There is now a new owner that has acquired this set of units. They also have a seat on the HOA. They received their bills. They were the ones who actually raised the issue that they were being billed for those 2 units, and they had no obligation to those 2 units. And then we had to track down where those 2 units were. Was it the common parcel? Was it a utility building? Was it a townhouse that we could not find? And again, to Leanne and Loretta Brunello's credit, they were able to confirm that those 2 units that should have been getting it all along are in the house on Old Hopewell Road, which is serviced by Nature Preserve, which is part of the HOA, which is part of the entire property itself.
So this agreement just tidies up the billing process, correct? Because the terms are still, we were getting $2,000, that hasn't changed.
Yes. We are still getting payment for those 2.
Well, the one thing that we should keep in the back of our mind is we're financing at no charge their buy-in.
That's right.
So they've gotten water free, call it a year. They got free water on our town residents.
Yeah, prior to...
They weren't
yes.
billed. It was
Prior to the
just
agreement.
billed
Yeah.
incorrectly, and we just missed it. It was a built mistake.
So all this...
Typically, when you look at any negotiation, it's either price or terms.
Yep.
So they're getting both.
Yes, they are.
So our residents are financing their buy-in, and I was under the impression that they had a fund to run their water system. I thought that fund was going to go to buy some of this.
That's correct.
Pay that down.
My understanding is that they are still required, as of the last time I had a conversation with them, they're still running their water system. Not for potable water, but for whatever they're doing over there. Because that was my argument. Again, this was, and I'm going to say it, a very bad deal that this administration inherited. And the town board was not aware of half of it. There were easements that were proposed. There was land takings. There was things that made no sense. Non-accurate unit counts. There was no discussion of buy-ins. We were able to bring that back on track when we took office here and come to a reasonable agreement